don't know that it's worth it. I'm on some cloud 9 right now. Hi, I'm Beth from Beth Bikes. Today I'm here to bring you the race experience from Bike Across the Bay. You will very quickly see that my head is all over the place on this day, so you're gonna get a lot of future me filling in all the details. First, I want to say, if you are looking into doing this race, know that you need studs to do it. It's not an option not to do it without studs, and you'll quickly figure out why. Bike Across the Bay is a bike race on Lake Superior's Chequamegon Bay. The only elevation on this course is getting on and off of the lake. Bike Across the Bay also shares part of its course with Book Across the Bay, a skiing and snowshoeing race. I got your registration just like I would with any other race, and I went to go pick up my number. Quickly, I would learn this was not like any other race.
There we go.
Awesome.
Here we go. Do you need to sign a consent form? Basically, do you have studs on your tires?
I don't.
You do not. Not recommended. I'm going to put that out there.
The thing about the studs is that you're not likely to be able to finish the race without them.
Okay.
Or even get very far.
I'll start, and if I DNF, I DNF.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it, but it's not going to really work for you. You know, it's too slippery, and we don't want people getting hurt. Yeah, don't risk injuring yourself. It's not worth it.
So I am here at Chequamegon Bay in Washburn, and I'm not sure if I'll put this clip before or after the last clip I just filmed, but I was pretty much told not to do it if I don't have stud tires. Do not have stud tires. It's a first winter on a fat bike kind of problem, but there's almost no snow out on the lake. The race organizer said we're not liable, don't recommend it. I talked to a guy who will be at the 20-mile turnaround, and he said, hey, judge based on your own experience and what you know you can do. I ended up falling the first time I was ever on ice. I hit my head pretty hard, so I don't want to do that. But I'm also like, I commute on ice-covered roads every day with low tire pressure, and I can make it work. So I'm going, one, burning off some steam, because when you're told you can't ride your bike, that hurts. Go see what I can do. So I'm out here on the lake, and it is truly just ice. There is no snow out here. I see why they recommend it, but I'm going slow. I'm feeling okay. I've got a lot of control of the bike right now. It is slippery out here. Took a little tumble, but I mostly caught myself. I'm feeling pretty okay, but I don't think I'm gonna finish. It takes a lot for me to say that. I kind of want to start and see what happens, but I don't know that it's worth it. Not sure if you can tell, but I'm currently lying on the ice. I think that's when I know it's not worth it. There's the bike. I'm fine, but it's not worth it. One of the course marshals saw me fall and came back to make sure that I was okay.
There's some areas that are like hockey rink. This has like a little texture.
A little texture, yeah. And then I just laid there. I was like, okay, this is defeat. Like, the beauty does have it going for it. Probably the scariest part is when the ice goes boom. Doing the foot scoot. If you've been here since the beginning of my channel, you might recognize these two trees. They look a little different in the dark, but this right here, what I'm standing on, was the old finish line for Book Across the Bay. Saturday night is Book Across the Bay, a ski and snowshoe race, and then Bike Across the Bay is a fat bike race. On the road, the course is marked by paper plates on sticks, and out on the ice it's marked by fiberglass poles, the orange fiberglass poles. Oh my goodness. Today has been a day already. So I had gotten to the point where I cannot DNS. Did not start. I was ready to have my first DNF. The course goes on the road for a little while before it goes down and onto the lake, and that was really where I had problems. I didn't have any problems on the road. The plan is to start, and then I'll just DNF. I will pretty much come straight back. And with this plan, we joked that I would be the very first one to cross the finish line. Mechanic, who was a volunteer there, was like, anything I can do for you before start the race? And I was like, not unless you put stud tires on. He offered to let me ride his bike. So I'm currently going down to the lake to see if this is something I want to actually do. But the smile is back on my face. So at the point when Nate from Washburn Hardware and Sport lets me borrow his bike, we're now joking again that I still need to be the first one to cross the finish line. but it's totally a joke. I'm on someone else's bike. When Nate offers me his bike, I tell him that the seat needs to go down 3 millimeters, and that was the exact right amount. I kind of know how high my seat needs to be. Like, I'm out here to make a video, and I'm not even riding the race. Like, this feels
Now
like
you're
an
doing
imposter.
it. We're borrowing this one out too, so you're not the only one. No. Good, have fun.
Yes, I will. I just want to make sure.
Be careful.
If you're ever in the Washburn area, make sure to check out Washburn Hardware and Sport. It's a great little shop, and make sure you let Nate know that I sent you. We had a quick rider meeting just to let everyone know about the course conditions before it was time to start this race.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's out and back. So if you're doing the 10K, you're going to go out to what we call the Dragon Rock, which is this suspended rock that's probably not going to be there for too many more years. And about 1,000 feet beyond that will be the 10K turnaround.
I'm finally standing on the start line, having been nervous, excited, tired, and every emotion in between. And now I was ready to have fun. Taking a picture of your bike being raced?
I am. Nice.
You'll be represented out there.
I like it.
No bodies, no crashes, no whammies.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're off. I'm about in the middle of the pack. We got to the ice-covered roads, and I felt like I could go harder, so I started to pick people off. I was strategically sitting in different people's slipstreams to save as much energy as possible. Then we turned down toward the lake, and we're all braking as we're told to slow down. We enter the lake and we're all in one straight line. You can kind of see it off in the distance here. Here is where you can tell if people are starting to be cautious out on the ice, as I am gaining speed and confidence and starting to pass some. You can hear and probably see the little ridges on the ice here, giving it a little bit of texture, which was good for not slipping, but it also could pull your wheel in one way or another, and you didn't necessarily know which way it was going to go. Very quickly here, the ice became buttery smooth, like a hockey rink. During this stretch of the race, I'm very quickly catching up to people and passing them, and this is happening over and over again. The one thing about this is I don't know if these people are even in the same race as I am, as the 20Kers and the 10Kers started at the same time. The course is fairly straight with one curve in it, and when you get to this curve, I was taking it pretty close to the inside as I felt fairly comfortable, and most of the other people were taking it on the far outside, so I passed quite a few people in this corner. Coming out of this corner, we no longer had a headwind, but a crosswind, and the wind was trying to push us away from shore and into the bay. Imprints in the ice from different tires as I'm being pushed by the wind sideways. Between the wind and the smooth, slippery ice, I'm trying to stay upright and continue to follow those fiberglass markers, staying on course. I continue to pedal hard, and quickly my turnaround comes into view. can also see that there's one person in front of me who just made the 10K turnaround, and I didn't see anyone else heading back toward the start line.
Yep.
So that means that I'm in second place for the 10K race as of right now. I announced my number as I went around the tight turn, so they knew I wasn't cheating.
7. 7. There's one gal in front of me. Let's go.
Now I'm headed back to the start. After that turnaround, I knew that I only had one person in front of me, and that became my rabbit that I was going to chase until I caught her or until I got to the finish line. Because this is an out and back race, as I'm coming back, I'm seeing people who are still going out and realizing how many people are still behind me.
Oh no!
This section right in here was super slippery, and I ended up seeing 2 different people go down right here.
Oh no! You okay? Yeah, you okay?
There's my competition, and I'm quickly seeing how much I'm gaining on her. And just like that, I've caught up to her. I'm gonna sit in her slipstream for at least a little while, try and save some energy that I've burned trying to catch back up to her. Talking to her after the race, I learned that she didn't even know I was here because of the sound of the ice and the tires and the wind. She couldn't hear me. Speaking of wind, I saw it start to slowly push her sideways, so I decided it was time to make my move, as I didn't want to end up in a crash. So I come around her, and I'm going to put the power to the pedal and get as far of a gap as I can. I've saved energy sitting in her slipstream, and now it's time to use that energy to push as hard as I can, not knowing how much she has left in the tank. I came around the one sweeping curve, and as I did so, I had just enough time to look over my shoulder and look back and see that I had a major gap. Now, all I could think about was keeping that gap until I made it to the finish line. Getting over these ridges was tricky, as your wheel got pulled in one direction or the other. As soon as I was over them, I continued to pick up speed, heading for shore. I was quickly approaching shore, and as it came into view, I was unwilling to look behind me to see if I still had a gap. As I was coming off the ice, one of the little kids yelled at me, "You're in third!" And I knew full well that I was in first place, which only fueled the fire more and pushed me off the ice. I hit the spot where you're going off the ice and up the only hill on the course. About a third of the way up this hill, I started to cramp. I quickly grabbed my water, put some water in my mouth, subsided the cramp, and I was able to push through to the top of the hill.
Only hell.
As I reached the top of this hill, I realized my competition was still way out on the lake, but that didn't mean I was going to leave anything left out on this course. So it was power to the pedals to finish this off. The wind might have already been in the bag, but I was continuing to push hard.
She hasn't turned the corner yet. I'm safe.
I came around this corner, and there was Nate.
I told you I'd do it!
I was not only winning the race, but winning it on his bike. As soon as the pavement was no longer icy, my arms went up. It was a victory, and I knew it.
What's your name there for you? Troy.
Seven.
Do it again, please.
Now it was time to wait at the finish line and watch others finish.
Let's go! Great work out there. Nicely done.
Congratulations! Nice job!
From the point that we got that side wind, I was like, oh, I don't want to be behind you because I don't want you to fall and then I go over you.
I know. That wind at the last part is kind of tricky.
Oh, yeah!
I'm on some cloud 9 right now. That was
pretty awesome.
Well, that's good. I guess I was wrong about it being slippery out there. Huh? It was. You guys were fast. It wasn't ice at all, was it? Anyway, you guys did well. I'd have to say that in this room is sitting probably a rare group of people that would, number one, have a fat bike with studs, and number two, that would come out and do it on the icy waters of Lake Superior. Women's 10K, Beth Loper. And I'll let you take a look and see. They're all they're from Howell and Washburn Hardware. So there's 3 helmets. There might be size issues there.
And that's how I won my first ever bike race and the 2023 10K Women's Bike Across the Bay. If you liked this video, give it a like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Beth. See ya!
This one doesn't say it on the, oh yeah, it does. For bike stuff, I've always put it on my bike.
Right, the bike too.
Fiberglass I mean, I'm not doing more than 10K, so if I'm not, we need to switch it now.
I just want to make sure we're all legit here.
Okay.
So just do the 10K.
Okay, and it'll be fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Go fast enough that you don't fall over, but slow enough that when you do fall over, it's not bad. Yeah. Like it's funner. I did a race in Monticello last week that was the exact same way. It was it was a challenge course. It was 3 miles, took me 45 minutes. I am in first and I'm going to win. My competitive side got a little ahead of me and I was like, okay, I need to take a drink of water.
As well, yeah.
I see you're so sad. Would you like to borrow my bike? And I was like, is that okay? I was like, sure. I'm like,
all right.
And I got on it and I was like, the seat needs to go down 3 millimeters. I was being all snarky about it, and it went down exactly 3 millimeters. And I was like, that was perfect. I know my stuff. Like,
that's what you say. I've heard that one before.